You've done all the right things, meditated, journaled, even scaled back your hours, but the exhaustion hasn't lifted. Does this sound familiar? You might not be aware that you and millions of other people are suffering from burnout, but burnout isn't always about what you're doing or not doing. It's about what you're carrying, emotional weight, expectations, and even energy that isn't yours. Stay tuned for today's episode where I help you understand the real cause of this invisible fatigue and how to finally get your energy back. Welcome to Break Free from the Burnout. This is for you if you're a purpose-driven entrepreneur who's ready to make a real difference in the world. Despite doing all the right strategies and tactics, something hidden is slowing your success. You're listening to Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, physicist turned energy healer, your guide through the quantum shifts that create real-world results so you can grow your business with more impact, income, and ease without burning out. Listen in, your next breakthrough starts now. Years ago, I suffered severe burnout. It was no joke. It crept up on me. I didn't even realize it. I always felt capable and took on more and more responsibility without realizing what it was doing to me. At one point, I was so tired and felt beat up. It didn't matter how little I was doing or how much sleep I was getting. I was always listless, feeling hopeless, and disconnected from the things that once lit me up. But looking back, it wasn't about really doing too much. It was about being too much for everyone else and forgetting how to be there for myself. At the time, I had a full-blown career in scientific research, 2 young children to raise, and a house to manage. I was also married to a high-functioning alcoholic, brilliant, but verbally abusive. I did everything I could to keep the peace, hold it all together, and make sure my children felt safe. When we finally separated, we still lived under the same roof, which was current wisdom in Germany, where I lived at the time. I mean, that's crazy, right? That's when the real crash happened. The exhaustion hit like a tidal wave. My adrenal glands were so burned out that just standing up made me nearly black out because they couldn't keep up with the demands. I ignored every signal my body sent me because I believed I had to be strong for everyone else, especially because my 2 children were so young. But the truth, I was holding too much that wasn't mine. Other people's pain, their expectations, other people's emotions, and I felt I was failing to live up to my own dreams of success in my career. And my body finally said, no more. Burnout doesn't always look like falling apart. Sometimes it looks like functioning just well enough to get through the day, but feeling emotionally flat, joyless, and disconnected from your own life. You're not in crisis mode, but you're not really living either. You may wake up after 8 hours of sleep and still feel like you haven't rested. Your brain doesn't kick in until later in the morning. Coffee or other energy drinks don't help. And adding one more task or obligation feels like it's just too much. Even going to something you used to love to do, like a social event or a conference. You might find yourself pulling away from people, dreading social interactions, or feeling numb to things you used to love. It's hard to concentrate, hard to care, even harder to answer the question, what do I really want? These are the quieter symptoms of burnout, subtle but deeply depleting. I know them well because I experience them, and so have so many of the women that I work with. Let me cover what burnout truly is and what to do to overcome it. It isn't just physical exhaustion, it's energetic. When your system is constantly absorbing stress, managing emotions that aren't yours, and holding space for everyone else without replenishment, you hit a kind of spiritual gridlock. Every interaction with people, every task, every responsibility, and every idea can drain you. In the beginning, you feel like you have an endless supply of energy, and the ability to take things on, which is exhilarating at first. Take it from me, you don't. We tend to think of burnout as being overworked, overscheduled, or overwhelmed by tasks. But what if the real issue isn't how much you're doing, it's how much you're holding? Burnout is often the result of energetic congestion. When you're constantly absorbing emotions from elsewhere, taking on other people's stress, or pushing down your own needs, the system becomes cacophonous. It sounds like an orchestra tuning up all their instruments all separately before playing. You know how that sounds, off key and out of sorts. Imagine listening to that off-tune sound all day long. It's not just mental fatigue, it's energetic overload. Your body is spending energy trying to process what doesn't belong to you. This is why you can feel exhausted even after resting, or anxious even when nothing's wrong. You're not broken, you're just full of energy that's not yours to carry. You can't tune into your own true frequency and make harmonious music again. And until you clear it, your body won't truly restore. So if burnout is energetic congestion, the next question is, where is all that energy coming from? And more importantly, why is it staying stuck in your system? One of the biggest culprits is something you've probably done your whole life: emotional labor. Yes, that's a real psychological term. I was surprised. It's the invisible job of managing how everyone else feels, anticipating their needs, softening your words, keeping the peace, and over-explaining so no one feels uncomfortable. It's like you're running background programs all day long, constantly scanning and adjusting without even realizing it. And boy, is that tiring. Women's hormones gear us to do this, and we are often groomed from a young age to be responsible for keeping the peace. It's especially common in a dysfunctional upbringing where you were afraid of a demanding parent and it was easier to shrink back, say nothing, go along, keeping the peace, rather than realize it isn't your responsibility. Then you meet a demanding partner, it feels normal to you to be the responsible one, and so you keep going down this path. Worse yet, you're empathic, intuitive, or natural caretaker. You've likely been doing this since childhood. Over time, it creates energetic leaks, places where your own life force drains away while you're carrying emotions, guilt, or responsibility that were never meant to be yours. You might find yourself needing more and more recovery time just to feel like yourself again, or you may not even remember what you feels like anymore. That's not just emotional burnout. That's your energy field waving a white flag, giving up. Let me give you a real-life example of what this looks like. A client of mine, we'll call her Elena, was a successful coach and mom of 2 teenagers. On paper, she had it all together: a thriving business, a beautiful home, and a deep commitment to personal growth. But behind the scenes, she was unraveling. She couldn't sleep through the night, she felt numb in her relationships, and dreaded checking her inbox or showing up on social media, even though she loved her work. What we uncovered was that she was carrying everyone: her clients' emotions, her kids' stress, her partner's unspoken disappointments. She was over-explaining everything to avoid conflict, biting her tongue, and staying upbeat so no one would worry. The result? She was leaking energy all day long. No amount of green juice, vacations, or time blocking could fix that, because the root issue wasn't her schedule. It was the silent contract she'd made to take care of everyone's emotional well-being but her own. Do you see yourself here? I did. Next, you'll hear about some of the steps I took to reclaim my energy. Burnout doesn't lift just because you slow down. It starts to lift when you reclaim your energy, when you restore what's yours and release what's not. Every time you take on someone else's emotions, suppress your own needs, or try to stay strong for everyone else, you leave pieces of your energy scattered. Your field gets congested, depleted, full of noise. That's not your truth. In other words, your own frequency is admixed with everyone else's, depleting you and basically making you disappear. And until you clear that congestion, your nervous system stays in survival mode, meaning your adrenal glands are constantly firing no matter how much rest you get. This is why I teach something I call energy hygiene in all my healing programs. It's about tending to your energy body the same way you take care of your physical body. You brush your teeth, you take a shower. What about your energy? When my clients make a commitment to do this daily, they notice not only their energy returning, but also their clear thinking, their creativity, and their enthusiasm returns. Here are a few simple daily practices that can make a huge difference. Remember, the subconscious mind works symbolically. So these are practices anyone can do because it appeals to that subconscious mind. You don't have to be a skilled healer for them to be effective. So the first thing is grounding. Every morning, sit with your feet flat on the floor. Visualize a grounding cord dropping from the base of your spine deep into the earth and open up a line of energy from the top of your head up to spirit. Inhale pink and gold energy from above and let it fill all your cells. Hold it briefly. Then exhale anything heavy, sticky, or not yours to send down your grounding cord deep into the earth. Let that energy wash through all your cells. Repeat this several times. This helps you start the day in your own energy instead of absorbing everyone else's. After a draining day, place a yellow energy rose in front of you with roots going deep into the earth. Let it collect any foreign energy out of you, and all that foreign energy can drain into the earth. Keep planting new yellow energy roses until you feel like yourself again. Once the roses are full, let them drop deep into the earth where that energy is transformed and recycled into different energy. Another thing you can do is call all your energy back from everywhere you left it. You can also plant a pink rose with roots that go deep into the earth and let it collect all your energy from everywhere you left it. Imagine all the people you've met, the places you went, and the responsibilities you took on that day. Let them collect into the rose, and anything that's not yours drains down into the earth away from you. And when everything is collected and all the foreign energy drained, pull the rose into you, maybe through your heart, maybe through your crown, and let it restore you. And then the last thing is resetting your boundaries. Visualize your energy field as a cocoon of light around your body, strong and clear. Along the edge of the field, and that's out about your arm span length, put a blue-green filter on it. Make sure the edges are intact, no holes, no tears. You can even use spiritual cement with a spackle knife to fill in the holes. The blue-green allows the high vibe energy in, such as joy, love, compassion, and gratitude, and filters out guilt, anger, jealousy, or grief. These boundaries allow you to recognize what's yours and what's someone else's. These are gentle resets, subtle shifts that realign you with your true self and restore your power little by little, day by day. One of my clients, we'll call her Michelle, had been married for 16 years to a man who, quite frankly, didn't believe in her. She had a master's in business and a degree in nutrition, but he wanted her to stay small. Stay home as a housewife, a mom, a woman who didn't outshine him. The worst part, her parents and her siblings agreed with him. She was deeply burned out, not from doing too much, but from living inside someone else's version of her life. When Michelle began releasing those old expectations through energy healing, everything changed. Her energy came flooding back. She finally felt like herself again. She launched a brand new business using the education she had put on hold, and it thrived. Her husband couldn't handle the change, and they eventually separated, but now they co-parent peacefully. And Michelle, she's radiant, confident, and energized. She finally took up space in her own life, and she's never going back. If you're listening to this thinking, ooh, this sounds like me, you're not alone, and you're not broken. You are just like millions of other people suffering burnout, or nearly there. You're likely carrying too much that was never yours to hold. If you're not sure whether burnout is really what's going on, or you just want a deeper understanding, I've created a burnout self-assessment quiz to help you get clear. It's simple, eye-opening, and it might just be the moment that everything starts to make sense. Take my free burnout quiz and get clarity now at healersu.com/burnout. And if what you discover resonates with you, know that there's more support available. In my healing programs, I help women like you, intuitive, driven, deeply caring, release what's draining them and rebuild their energy and enthusiasm from the inside out. Your clarity, joy, and vitality aren't gone. They've just been buried under layers of stress, inappropriate roles, and noise. I'd love to help you find your way back to them. Thank you for listening to Break Free from the Burnout. You'll find resources and show notes on our website at breakfreefromtheburnout.com. Until next time, I'm Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, sending you golden healing light and success vibes on your journey to becoming an entrepreneur who is aligned, confident, and prosperous. Your gifts are so needed in this world.